Hey guys, today we're back with episode 130 of Let's Play Season 2 MultiCraft. Oh my god. Today what we're gonna do, this is gonna be a little bit of an interesting episode. As you can tell by the title, is we're gonna be reminiscing. We're gonna be doing a big, massive caving today, but it's not necessarily an ore caving, or it's not necessarily an ore mining. This is going to be an Oakwood Q&A, because if you missed the last world tour, we mentioned we're going to need a bunch of oak logs in order to build our massive tree house that we ultimately want to accomplish. But in order for that, we're going to need a bunch. And I'm not really exaggerating what I mean by massive. It is going to be massive. Like, when I tell you it's going to be massive, it's massive. First, I know we have a bunch of spare oak logs around here, but I guarantee it's not enough for what we're going to do, or for what we need. So yeah, that's basically all we have. All I found was 2 stacks and all these chests. We're going to make a chest specifically for the oak logs. I'm going to have to spend a little bit here. It's fine. I don't mind. Oh crap. Is it really making me spend that much? Okay, so we're going to have this chest over here, all to the oak logs. And we're going to sleep the night away because I couldn't be bothered to do it in the nighttime. We're going to be mining today, but while doing that, I thought to myself, it was going to be very boring for you guys to watch. Okay, there's going to be some oak logs in here. If I just did a whole episode just me mining. So while I do that, simultaneously, I'm going to tell you a bunch of stories from... Oh, okay, we need an axe. Yes, we need an axe, diamond axe or something. There it is. We might need to back them up. As I was saying, I'm going to tell you guys a bunch of stories. I'm going to reminisce about my elementary school days and my primary school days. Tell you guys as many stories. I can't be precise on how many stories I will tell you guys. But I'm just going to grab a little bit of a spare axe. Okay, we got some more food. Let's grab a little bit of spare diamond axes just in case we need more. We're gonna get rid of the diamonds too. There we go. Alright, let's go find some oak logs, oak forests, first of all. We got a map on us. We want to stay on as much as we can on the actual map. But the majority of the map is actually filled with snow, which is quite frustrating. Which I actually came to realization that it was a snowy map. But we got a bunch of oak logs over here. So yeah, where do I start with these stories? I could start off like me in school, because I remember only the stories I can reminisce about is the ones that I got in trouble, and it was over a lot of stupid things. So this story took place, it was about 8 years ago, from 8 years ago. Yeah, I was in the 4th grade, and I was best friends with this guy named Andrew. He is Philippines. Well, let me tell you a little about Andrew. He was he was kind of a bully, but not in a really rude way. He was a bully. Let's just say the words. I used to hang out with this guy a lot. He had a bowl cut. His name was Andrew. He was he was kind of like, he wasn't the biggest bully, the most popular bully, but he was quite, not in a way, he wasn't rude and mean, he was just very in your face, very blunt, is the way I can put it, type person. I used to hang out with this guy a lot. So one time, I remember this one story, it was so stupid. There was this one kid in my class named Joseph. Joseph is like Colombian. He used to bring these really weird lunches to school. Like, it was like this pink food. It would look disgusting. And for some reason, one time Andrew made a remark on Joseph's lunch, and he criticized it a little bit. Joseph obviously didn't take it well. He was kind of upset, but he didn't rat him out. He didn't tell the teacher or anything. But we had these other 2 students, Eric and Philip, right? I still remember the name. Eric and Philip. They were best friends too for a long time. and Eric and Philip made a song. I don't know how the song actually went, but I know it. They made up a song about Joseph's pink lunch. They sang it to him for some reason. They should have just kept it a secret, and then they got in trouble for it. And then my teacher, I remember her name, Miss Petrosky. Her name was that. She was like this blondie teacher. She was a good teacher, but I got in trouble a lot. So she was like, Nick and Andrew, Philip and Eric, can I see you guys for a second? She called us one time for like a private meeting, and we all got in trouble because of that. Because we criticized Joseph's lunch, which we shouldn't have done in the first place. And then they made up that song, which Joseph obviously didn't take it too well, right? He was burst into tears, and he was like he was sobbing, he was upset. Okay, it was understandable, right? We made fun of his lunch, yes. And back then in school, we used to get these blue slips where we had to send home because we got in trouble. Yeah, I pretty got used to those throughout grade 4. That was one story there. Over a stupid lunch. Oh, we also asked Joseph why he picked his lip. His lips were dry, chapped as F word. Remember, we don't tolerate swearing on this channel. His lips were so dry, they were like paler than my fucking legs. I'm sorry. Like, his lips were the worst I've ever seen. Joseph's. Me and Andrew went up one day, very blunt about it. Why do you... And he was picking his lips. It was nasty. It was all dry and chapped. I was like, you should consider taking some chapstick. And he cried about that too. And then he told the teacher, I got another blue slip. And then at the end of the day, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start avoiding Andrew now. He's getting me in trouble every day. He's like, with him, getting in trouble is inevitable. You know what I mean? So I started avoiding Andrew throughout the rest of grade 4, and I remember we got in trouble again. Another time in grade 4 we got in trouble. This one didn't involve me though. It was 2 other classmates. One of them name was Christina and Althea. I remember a little bit. It was about, I think it was Althea taking like something out of Christina's pencil case box or something like that. It was valuable. I think it was a phone or something. It was something Althea took, and she got in trouble for it. She literally snatched it from Christina's pencil case. And I don't know what it was, but I know it was something valuable. It was worth money. Christina wasn't too upset. She told the teacher. Althea got in trouble. Alright, there were some grade 4 stories. I got in trouble. Grade 5, oh my god, I remember this one story in grade 5. So this kid named Lawson, he has a little bit of a disability in him. His name is Lawson. He was so annoying. Right? Or something. I'm not sure. Like, he was just a little bit off. Like, you know what I mean? So, let me give you some background context. Lawson is just like this very irritating guy. He would get in your face. He's just very annoying all around. Like that one kid in your office where you're about 5 seconds away from slapping you across the face. He was just like very annoying to be around. Right? Okay, so this one time we were playing the Foursquare, the classic elementary school game, Foursquare. And I was with my friends, and Lawson one time decided to, really rude, he had the audacity just to walk in the middle of the square step, or in the middle of the pavement, in the middle of the Foursquare, and decided to boot our ball away. For no real reason whatsoever. We confronted him about it, and he denied. Like, he just ran away, like a coward. Right? Well, like, okay, he's off the hook this time. But if it happens again, he's going to deal with the consequences. So, he came in again, he booted the ball again, and my friend, we confronted him about it after he booted it for the second time. Right? And so we confronted him. My other friend named Nick. Oh, Nick? He came up to him and was like, what was that for? He pushed him on the ground. Nick is a tall guy. He's over 6 feet tall. Lawson was we were a little bit shorter back then. We were around 5'5", 5'6", around there. Lawson, his name was Nick W. We called him McW. He was about 6 foot in the 5th grade. Right? He pushed him on the ground with 2 hands onto his chest on the ground, okay? I went up to him. I pushed Lawson on the ground. Alright, and then from behind, so Lawson started to run away. Like a coward again. Yeah, so after I pushed Lawson on the ground, a guy named Connor, who was Lawson's friend, came up and was like, what was that for? They took Lawson away and we were separated. Momentarily. Because my friend Josiah came up and decided to literally football tackle Lawson. He was sitting on a rock. So it was guaranteed that he was going to get scrapes on him. He pushed him on the rock, literally with 2 hands, like a football field tackle. And there was an escalation, right? It escalated a little bit, an altercation a little bit, right? And I pushed Lawson on the ground. And then the teachers eventually separated us, right? So it was me, other Nick, Lawson, Connor, Josiah. We all got pissed at Lawson, right? I remember the story like it was just yesterday. So that all happened. So at the end, the punishment was I got a blue slip, Nick W got a blue slip, obviously Lawson got a blue slip. But at the end of all this, Josiah did not get a blue slip. Despite the fact that he was the one that put football tackle. I mean, watch a football tackle. Search up a football tackle on YouTube. You'll get the idea what I mean about a football tackle. That's exactly what he did. Hands down, no joke, I'm being serious. That's exactly what he did. And he didn't get any blue slip whatsoever. He got away with it. I asked Miss Full, like, why did I get a blue slip? All I did was just push him on the ground 1 time. Nick, yes, I can understand why the other Nick got it. He called him, like, I remember he called him a swear word or something. He cursed at him. But I don't understand why I got a blue slip out of all this. And I had to miss the soccer tournament because of it. It was so stupid, but Josiah got away with it. Oh my god, you got away with it. They let them off the hook. I was so confused about that. I was so peeved off about it for so long. And I still can't understand till this very day, as I speak, why did Josiah not get a blue slip? Like, why did I get one? I don't deserve a blue slip after that. It was just all messed up back then. Oh my god. It was just so bad. I just don't want to deal with that. Alright, so another story I remember. This occurred in the 6th grade. Yeah, so a year after, so this was not even that long ago, like 5 years ago. I think, oh crap. Okay, so that's when I got my first PS4. I actually got my PS4 the year prior, but I started friending people on my PS4 in 2018, right? The one I'm currently using. So I had this big friend group with Josiah, with Nick, with Eric, like all people I mentioned earlier. But another guy, his name goes by Mason. Oh, we all had this big group chat on the PS4, right? We were all together. We were like best friends. Oh my god, creepers. We were best friends. We had this group chat called the Gucci Gang, right? That was the year Fortnite blew up. We used to play Fortnite together all the time. It was like the best thing ever, right? We were really tight. We were really good friends. However, one day, come on, stop interrupting me, stupid mobs. You're gonna pay the price. There we go. We're gonna get rid of this. So this one time, I remember this story. We're so stupid again. We were just innocent young people when I'm telling these stories. It's gonna sound so stupid when I explain it. So one time at lunchtime, right? Us 5, Eric, Nick, Mason, Josiah, myself, we were all hanging out, right? And this guy named Andrew, he was really the jealous type. He was kind of jealous of us because he always tried to join our clan or our group. He felt really ostracized, and he constantly, like, we rejected any invitation from him. Anytime he wanted to join, we rejected him. So he was really jealous of us, kind of, and a creeper. Jesus Christ, out of the blue. Get out of here, don't blow up in my face, okay? So one time, him and Andrew and Connor were kind of just following us. They were kind of eavesdropping on us because we used to have private conversations with us, only involving Gucci Gang members only. So we caught Connor and Andrew. We were at our secret place in the school, like in the corner. They were hiding behind some rocks. It was pretty obvious. We spotted them. I was like, get out of there, right? Okay? They ran away. Right? Okay, so he went away. That was fine. Eventually, he caught up to us again, and then we insulted him by calling them the dumb squad. So it was so stupid. We called Andrew and Connor like the dumb people. They were stupid, dumb people. We made them feel inferior because we were in the PlayStation Gucci Gang chat. They were just jealous because they weren't in the chat, right? So we called them the dumb squad. We felt like in the position, we felt like very on top of the food chain in grade 6, right? We called them the dumb squad. We called them names. Andrew, specifically to Andrew and Connor, right? And then Connor rat us out, and he told the teacher, which this supervisor teacher I absolutely hated throughout elementary school. She did nothing. Creeper! Oh my god. Rat us out to the worst supervisor, school duty teacher ever. I forget her name, but she was the absolute worst. Literally, the worst. The worst. I couldn't put up with this teacher. Told the one teacher I absolutely hated. And then they told Mr. Howe. Mr. Howe was very strict teacher. Holy, this guy was really strict. Right? That was our homeroom teacher, Mr. Howe. Right? He was our permanent teacher throughout the year. Alright, he told our teacher, we were all in the same, the worst part, we were all in the same class too. So, it was terrible on top of that. So, right, we all got in trouble, and everyone was crying about it. Eric was crying, Andrew was crying. Like, are you that of a weak coward? Are you really crying because we called you a dumb squad? Is that why you're crying right now? I didn't even feel bad. Mr. Howe made us write stupid a letter to them. For an apology letter to them because we called them the dumb squad, unquote the dumb squad. Andrew started crying, Eric started crying, everyone started crying. I couldn't wrap my head around it. I was like, what? I was in shock. Why is everyone crying over this? I get it, we called you dumb, and I apologize. But why is it? Crying was a little bit too far. It was kind of excessive, just in my opinion. And then we all have to write letters and apology to everyone, specifically Andrew. It was so stupid. He was so jealous. I hate those people, the absolute jealous type people. I haven't spoken to Andrew in so long. Neither a lot of my friends. I don't speak to them that much anymore. But Andrew was just so jealous. Jesus Christ. And then we had to apologize. We had to hug him, hug it out. I got a blue slip home for it. It was so stupid. Like, oh my god. This guy always wanted to fit in everywhere. Everywhere. Like, he tried to, like, barge in whenever he got any opportunity, any chance. It was, like, the most annoying thing ever. And geez, elementary school was the worst. We got in trouble for that, calling them stupid and dumb, and then they told the teacher we all had to write apologies. Like, a whole page worth. Oh my god. Alright. So that's another story in the books. Another one I can remember. It was so stupid. These are minor stories, but it is a story. Nevertheless. I think one time we were supposed to make a paper airplane for our project. It was a science project, 6th grade. This guy named Liam, I borrowed his, pretending that I made my own. Oh, and I got caught. It was quite embarrassing. That's one short story. Grade 7, another stupid story. I was so naive. Grade 7, this was not that long ago, like 4 years ago. Right. We had a history test, or geography test, a unit test. This was like the final test, like an exam. I got a 1 on it. I was too afraid. I was really hesitating to show my parents, obviously. So I tried to forward my mom's signature onto the paper. But when I showed it to the teacher, because it was the last day, or we'd get penalized for it, or we'd get punished for it, right? I brought up the slip, and teacher was like, "You didn't. This is not a parent's signature." That is. And then the teacher went up to the front of the class, and it got everyone else's opinion. Is this a signature? No. Everyone was like, everyone. She got the students' approval. Nope. That is not a classic signature. That is just a forward one, right? And it was quite embarrassing, right, in front of the class when that took place. It was very embarrassing for me. I remember that one. Very embarrassing. In front of the whole class, too. What makes it worse. It was quite funny, though. I'm kind of glad I did it. It was quite funny, but embarrassing. And really degrading. But it was funny. Alright, so another story I could tell. Oh my god, this isn't a trouble story, but it's in the 8th grade. We all went to a field trip. Oh my god. I forget what Camp Raybuff. I think it was called. No, it wasn't Camp Raybuff. I'm not sure what it was called. I shouldn't have said that, actually. I won't tell you what the name was. We were on this overnight field trip. It was only grade 8s only. It was 3 nights. It was 3 days, 2 nights. We slept there for 2 nights. There was a breakfast. You know, we stayed at a cabin. We slept overnight. But the worst part is that all the boys, there was about 10 to 15 boys in each cabin. It was the worst. It was the absolute worst. And Eric, I remember it was Eric. So it was so awkward because Eric fell asleep so quick. Everyone else was still awake, right? We had to go to bed we had a strict curfew, right? At the place. Right? We had to be in bed by a certain time. And Eric was dozed off so quick. Everyone else was still awake. Cause our plan was to try to stay up all night, but that didn't work out too well. Eventually we all went to sleep. But Eric, he fell asleep so quick that we were like, let's pull a prank on Eric. So it was so nasty. We got toothpaste, put it on his face, and then he woke up. It was like, it was so funny. We had to hold our laughs in. Because it's pretty obvious. We didn't want anybody finding out. We had to hold our laughs, our smirks in. Eric had toothpaste all over his face. I wish I had a picture because we can't bring our phones for pretty obvious reasons. He had toothpaste all over. It was so funny. Oh my god. That was a really funny story there. Oh my god. Oh, that was a good time. That was a good time. I don't have any really good high school stories. I just like do high school. I don't have any good stories. I don't get involved in high school. But in elementary school, I was an okay student. I wasn't the best. I wasn't the most bright student, like grades wise, but I was pretty good. It was pretty nice. Yeah, high school was it was delightful, right? So high school was delightful, or elementary school was delightful. I actually quite enjoyed elementary school, right? And I was not the best student, like once again. I did get a award. I actually still have it in my room. It is an award for the Male Athlete Award for school. And I was like, okay, that's a good accomplishment. Alright, I was more of an athletic student. Like, gym was the only really class that I got like an 80%, like an academic achievement. Gym and maybe math, right? Grade 8 math was so easy. My teacher was good at math, teaching math. But like, yeah, I just hit 25 minutes-ish, so we're gonna wrap it up shortly. But yeah, I was a pretty good student in school. High school, can't say the same. Wish I can. But what did we get out of that? So our chest here, we got like, okay, that was pretty good. You know what, that's good for oak logs. I didn't expect too much in 25 minutes, but yeah. I was a good student for the most part. I stayed out of trouble for pretty much the end. In the beginning of school, I got in trouble a lot through grade 4, 5, and 6. It was a lot of trouble and punishments. But it was, nevertheless, it was a good time in elementary school. I do miss the school. It's been like 3 years ago since I went out of that school. But anyway, guys, Hope you guys enjoyed the stories I shared with you guys, and if you guys want more videos like this, please let me know. It was a good Q&A. Not really, it's not necessarily a Q&A. It's more of like a storytelling time. We came up with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 stacks of oak wood, which is good. Well, we could do something like this again later in the series. We're not going to start it today, obviously, but we're going to have a big tree in the back there, which is going to look nice. Anyway, we are going to be here. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. If anybody, please subscribe. We shall see you in the next episode. Bye!